find
Yeah.
it.
I'm such a like I'm not a very spiritual person, but I am a big believer for whatever reason, and like everything happens for a reason.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this brought me here, and this, like all the bad things that happened in my life, even ones related to music, got me to the point where I'm at now, where it's like I'm so lucky to be doing this full time.
What was one of the really dark things?
I mean, even my band that brought me out here, that like made music reality. It's like we had so many dark times
Mm-hmm.
to because it was an indie pop duo, and like now we're on such great terms, but we were butting heads a lot, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
really horrible at times, and like really bad.
Yeah.
And but that dude also like showed me that I can make music my career.
Yeah.
And so it's like you take the good with the bad, and it was like,
Now, is that dude still here?
he's in Nashville, but he's not doing music as much anymore.
Right.
He has a family now and stuff. But yeah, man, and it's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's just like one of the many things. That
The band that I, quote unquote, left when I came here, although I didn't leave the band. We had just put out an EP, and I came here and kept flying back home. As we were talking about on the way in here, I just flew back to Baltimore this past weekend, and I do a lot of, I like to do it, even for a weekend. And I kept going home for like a year or two, and kept having band practice and playing shows, and they never made it out here, which is fine now in retrospect, although it broke my heart at the time. And I remember when I first went back, when the band finally broke up because they figured out I wasn't coming, or more readily, I figured out I wasn't going home.
Right.
And when I went back like 4 years later, we were going to do this big reunion show at Fletcher's, like the coolest spot for like the little local scene.
Right.
And my drummer didn't do it because he was just so mad at me that I didn't come back, even for all the effort that I felt like I was putting in. And I was out here slanging the CD, right? This is a decade plus ago. And I had all the stickers, and I was stickering the whole city. And I felt like I was riding for my band, which this one was called To a Science at the time. Also obscure. And yeah, now we're on good terms, but it was like cold for a little while. And I'm like, damn, I wanted to feel like I had a tether back there that hurt me at the time, that like they would see me as anything but like a co-conspirator out here. Like you could come and be, if ever you wanted to break free, you could come over here.
Dude,
but
I had the same thing with my bands. I was always just like, there was one guy in my band, this was like my band before the indie pop band, that he is one of the most talented musicians I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and I know he could do the thing. And I would just like be like, just come out here. Like, let me help you. And just, he never did it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Long Island, but in the band that I was in at this time, I was living in Buffalo because I went to school in Buffalo.
Cool. A lot of cool bands from Long Island, bro.
A lot of great bands from Long Island.
Glassjaw.
Yep, come on.
That's my one right there, dude.
But yeah, and it just like sucks where it's like, I know so many people, and I'm sure you know the same amount of people that like I know could do the thing, and it's just like, it's hard to take that leap, to come out here and.
Yeah, I have since put it in a place through much searching and therapizing that my boys and girls are exactly where they want to be.
Right.
And it was vain for me to wish something for those dudes that they didn't want for themselves. It was more about me, you know what I mean? And there's no like pity associated with it or anything, because that is like a false, that again, that was just like ego, you know what I mean? Like they want to do what I'm doing. Like, my shit is just as insane or as, improbable as anybody else. And so they like have raised families and been, significant in the Baltimore scene in their way. And so that's what they wanted. I think the other thing you were talking about, like everything happens for a reason, is like, we're all exactly where we are comfortable with being.
Yeah.
That's what I really think. And people maybe hate to hear it if you like are able to dream bigger, but like, are you able to allow the blessings? Like, I'm going through this all the time. I think I have, the Spotify Wrapped came out today.
Yeah, it came out today, yeah.
And I could count every number on there is like exactly as much as I'm allowing into my space. And like, I always like that there's more to be, and to be the underdog and stuff like that. I don't know why I like fetishize that, but I'm quite sure that next year be growth that is concurrent with like what I think is appropriate and what I've earned and all this like self-flagellating shit. You know what I mean? So whatever. I don't. You know. Anyways, long story short, yes, our boys back on the East Coast. I would bring every last one of them here, and you can stay on my couch and let's write a song. But they're where they want to be, and